I go by the name of G5 like this. She got a nigga like ass fat like walk him down like pack loud like stay dangerous. Call it what you want, Ben Frank. Fuck something. Put your hands on that table, don't break, baby. Do it with no hands, she ain't even gotta touch nothing. I'm tryna make the bitch leave, but she keep coming. Chop her ass, chop it down, yeah, I'm on that. I'll walk him down, make him run that.
It's the Dad by Guy, 1/4 of the Ride Squad, and we back in the garage. How y'all doing today? Let me cut on some lights, because I'm black, and it's black in here, and two blacks don't make it bright. But now we got some light. Let there be light. All right, look, so the last video I was just making some of the content because when you're at home, you know, you want to still be in the mix doing your thing, even if you're not driving, even if you're not riding. Video games and simulators make it so that you can emulate something that you do on a regular, as long as you've got the physical peripherals, as in steering wheels, to make it happen. We know you can't emulate this motorcycle stuff, but what you can do to practice or get your mind right on motorcycle stuff is these little small bikes. As y'all seen the last couple of weekends, we've taken the small bikes out. Now, again, there's no video game simulation that you can do to get the feeling on motorcycles. The reason you can in cars is because all you're doing is pressing pedals and steering a steering wheel while you're in the car. It's physically not something that's demanding, whereas you have to use more than your hands and your feet. Motorcycles, you use your hand, your feet, your hips, your arms, your shoulder, your core. That's just something that you can't do at home on a video game system. So with having these little bikes, these are the benefit of your practice, your thought process, your playfulness. These things, they will not kill you, but they will give you the experience that you want and that you need for track riding, big track riding. Because we've been doing this for the last 2 weeks, I haven't given you guys a vlog because I didn't want it to be repetitive, because I just gave you one of those. Plus, my wife is gone again on a work trip, and it's just me and the kiddos. So only time I really had to film is between work. So look, check it out. Let's go to the kart track real quick with these two bikes. I fabbed up this this mount right in here, and it's pretty cool. Off the front of Jalen's bike, I put the Instago, and those things are super smooth, and it picked up some pretty cool footage. And then I ran the actual 360 off the back of the bike there, and I used AI tracking. I've never seen myself riding around the track, so this video footage is actually going to help me, because what I feel like I'm doing on bike placement is always different when you see it. So let's jump into a little bit of footage of the kart track with these two R3s of twins, the little bad mini Ripper twins, and let's get to that real quick. Yeah.
Because more people are coming
Mm-hmm.
in. And some I don't know who they are, so I don't even know what their skill is.
Capability is, yeah. Okay, so this thing here, this is the second build. Y'all remember this was the B bike, but it's actually become Jalen's primary because Pops be on that one. Plus, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I let Jalen ride that one and I jumped on this because I kind of wanted to see what the bike was doing, what's going on with it. Jalen said there were certain things that he couldn't do safely. So I want to explore that and see what's going on and kind of determine what it is actually happening and if I could solve it. I got an understanding, couldn't solve it at the track, but we got everything sorted. A few things that I did notice about this bike, it definitely couldn't shift. So I rode it, I was like, oh, no problem. You just got to shift up to fourth. Now, I don't have any problems shifting, but Jalen found it cumbersome because he said, yeah, when you go to downshift, it doesn't downshift properly. And I felt that, I experienced that, and I checked that. And I've made a few changes. This shifter is full of shit. It gets hung up quite a bit. You can't like shift fluidly, so I need to address that. Little flex, and it just doesn't shift as it's supposed to. So I kind of see why he doesn't like shifting gears much on this bike. So I'm gonna address that real quick. Because of this hardware here, it's always striking the rod. For less effort, I want to move the shift rod down to make the shifting way more precise because it's going to give it a little bit more force. Put it there. Oh boy. Ooh, it was about to go. Where 6 cents is sick with my 6 cents. In the Rampart District. As you can see, the hardware originally was rubbing on this, and it rubbed a little groove in it, and this was all a little soft and everything like that. But I changed everything up. I put a spacer here to space this out a little bit more, straighten this out, got some smaller, thinner hardware that recesses into it. That's good and nice and tidy. And then I retorqued this down because when you would shift, that had a little play in it, and when you shift, it would pull. So your shifts weren't super accurate. Now it's dead on. It's very solid. It is how it should be, and it should not catch up on there. This thing has kind of taught me, you know, you go into a corner, you could be in fourth gear, but you don't have to go third, second, and then be in the gear. Man, you just pull up to the corner and go bang, bang, you know what I'm saying? Just go fourth straight to second. That's what I thought I was going to be able to do with this, but it kept getting caught up. And as it was getting caught up, it would get stuck in third and the shifter would be down a little bit. Then you got to search and reach back up and then reapply it. All of that is too much thinking when you're riding. I haven't even rode it to experience it to see if it's any better, but I know for a fact, because it's better, that shifter and everything is way more solid. If I change the gearing, we'll go 45 because that is a 43. If I change the gearing, take that ring off, that stupid ring off, makes it a little bit lighter, and it'll add more acceleration because it'll be higher on the tooth count. He should be good to shift gears with this, and that'll help him because at certain times when he comes out of corners, he's just in second and he'll stay in it and run to the limiter.
So every single one of the bikes he goes,
so I hope that thought process takes and he does that, but if not, we will just eventually get him the tune, and I'll change this and go up one tooth to a 44, and that'll give him pretty much more speed than that. This is geared lower, which is a higher tooth count, and this is geared higher, which is a lower tooth count. But dude, Jalen on this is impossible for me to catch. He's so light. He's so quick on that. He uses it a little bit better. He rides it harder. He leans it lower. I don't even know what the big difference is between the two. I swore I had the same rear sets. No, I don't. Maybe I'll have to get the same rear sets because I was personally hitting these on the ground, which terrified me, brought me back to the times that I was hitting everything on the ground and lifting the bike off. You can see that right there. I was dragging this on the right-hand turns and was scaring the shit out of me. Let alone this issue, this tire is done for, y'all. It slid all over the place. It was bike drifting at its most scariest, and I was not ready to drop the bike. I was not ready to hit the pavement, and I was not ready to possibly hurt myself. So I cut this ride short, got up off of it. Jalen got back on it because he's way more physically equipped, lighter to be on this bike. And the first thing I did when we got home is I ordered some new tires. I went with a Dunlop Q5A. I'm assuming the Q5A is going to be closer to what the Q3 Plus was, but it says it has the same compound. It just doesn't have the same makeup. It's a little bit of a harder tire. If you guys have gotten Q5s, you know how soft the Q5s and Q5S is. I'm thinking about going with Q5s on these. I might want to buy them before we even get to Sonoma just to have them, because just in case I go through Sonoma and these S22s is all over the place, I will pull the wheels off and get them swapped at the track. So this is how you get your play on. This is how you get your practice on when you don't have a video game and a sim rig to jump on and move the bikes all around and emulate the actual track experience. So these are pretty cool. Once we get those tires on and everything, I don't know, should we take these things to the Yamaha day? I think that ought to be pretty entertaining. Jalen and I'm going to bring all of the bikes. I'm going to bring them all. So let's just say, should we ride these at the Yamaha day? Because I'll have R1, R9, R6 there, and I have the twins sitting in the pit. Jalen and I are mostly going to be riding the R9 and the R6. I might take out the R1 just because that's my girl. She's got it. She's done every Yamaha R day with me. I just got to take her out. But do we do an entertaining session with these? These things are going to be full throttle flat out, and I think that's going to be a wild, entertaining. I think that's what we should do. Let's just close this out. Let me get this edited, and I'm going to get y'all two, and we out.